1. Get handed $1,000,000, and 2. Rob a bank. Seeing as neither of these options is viable and one is very, very illegal, I wanted to break down my plan to become a millionaire. Welcome to the Dana Yee Show, where I cover everything money and finance related. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy and subscribe for more awesome content. Also, a few disclaimers about my personal situation. I acknowledge I'm in a more fortunate position than a lot of people in terms of my financial future. So namely, I won't have any student debt when I graduate, which is actually tomorrow, which is kind of crazy. And my major and job are in an industry that's in pretty high demand and has relatively higher salaries. So, that would be engineering, so I'll be a software engineer. Additionally, I live in the United States, which can tend to suck sometimes, but it, according to Google, is the country with the most millionaires. And based purely on opinion, it seems that it's easiest to build wealth in the United States, though I could most definitely be proven wrong on that point. Another thing I want to note is that yes, $1,000,000 is a lot of money, but it's not an impossible amount of money to obtain. For example, in the United States, I believe the statistic is 1 in 10 US households has a net worth of $1,000,000 or more. And last thing to note before I get onto my plan, money isn't everything. Money is obviously really important, and I think especially important if you don't have enough of it, but I don't want to work so much that I burn myself out and I can't enjoy life. So to me, accumulation of money represents freedom, financial freedom, and freedom of time. I also understand that a lot of people don't have some of the things that I have, and I don't want to pretend like I understand those types of hardships that I haven't experienced. So this video may rub some people the wrong way, but I think regardless of your situation, for the most part, there are ways you can make more money and save more money. And last note, hopefully, I don't plan to do this in a year or overnight or anything. I have a very long timeline to build wealth. I'm still really young, and I don't plan to do it in one day. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay, now on to the methods that I plan to use to build wealth. These aren't ranked, but they made sense somehow in my head, so here we go. Also, last side note, because I keep coming up with stuff, according to the IRS, the average millionaire in the United States has 7 sources of income. So part of my plan is to diversify my income streams, and let's get onto them. First, earned income, otherwise known as a job. The most straightforward and common way that a lot of people make money is they work for a company and the company pays them, and you're essentially exchanging your time for money. I'll be a software engineer when I start working, so that's the plan for the foreseeable future, and I hope that I can make an impact and also enjoy the work that I'm going to end up doing. But for the next few years at least, this will be a substantial part of me building my wealth. Second, and I kind of lumped a few things together here, it's like saving money, being financially literate, and not spending a lot of money, which I suppose also falls under the category of saving. One important thing to note is that making money is part of the equation, but the other part of the equation is how much money you keep. If you make $50,000 a year, but you're able to save 50% of your income, that's better than someone making $500,000 a year, but not saving any of their income. And the last year has been kind of weird. Obviously, the world has gone through a lot of unfortunate hardships, but because I've been at home for the past year, I've been able to save a lot of money, whether it be on not having to pay rent or not really having to buy my own food or like any transportation costs because I'm not going anywhere. Not having any basically living expenses over the past year for me has been really helpful in saving as much money as I can. Also, in terms of saving, the past year has been weird because there hasn't been like a lot of stuff that I wanted to buy. Most things that I want to buy, I spend a couple days or even weeks thinking about, and I buy like very intentionally. They're things that I think will enrich or make part of my life easier. So I feel like I don't frivolously spend money, which is hopefully going to be really helpful in saving more money. And thirdly, in this little section that I mixed all the points up together, is being financially literate. And this mostly I've done because of my own curiosity, whether by researching, Googling, or reading books. And being financially literate, I think, really helps with understanding what you need to do and what you can do to take advantage of things that might be built into the tax code or whatever to save more money. So for example, learning the benefits of a Roth IRA, a 401k, learning how to file my own taxes, learning various sections of the tax code that are really helpful. Third way, I guess, is equities, aka stocks. And this is going to be through dividends, interest payments, and capital appreciation. I'm just going to lump them all together. For the most part, I'm a long-term investor, so I pick companies that I personally like. I've gone through their balance sheets. I think they have a competitive moat. They make good products and services, and I think they'll be around and grow for the next 20 years or more. And I also do have some dividend companies, but this more so happens to be companies that I think are going to grow, but also happen to pay a dividend. And at least historically, thankfully the stock market has held up really well, and I like to believe that the US economy, which is most of what I'm investing in, is going to increase and gain value over the next 20-30 years. Fourth, real estate. Obviously, if you cannot tell, I currently don't have any real estate, so this is a future thing I plan on doing. But a few reasons why real estate is awesome, and I know people who've built their wealth through real estate, and there are a lot of YouTubers who've built their wealth through real estate. Firstly, real estate offers a lot of leverage. If you're able to buy a house with 5% down and you have $5,000, your $5,000 could control $100,000 of real estate. Secondly, real estate cash flows, and once everything is set up, renovated, fixed or whatever, you don't really have to do that much work to get that rent paycheck, so it's sort of a source of passive income. Thirdly, at least right now, debt is really cheap. Interest rates have been low for the past year or so in response to everything that's been happening, and if I was able to get a house right now, I would love to lock in those interest rates for 30 years. Fourthly, at least personally, I think real estate will continue rising in the next 10, 20, 30 years. Sure, it may go down in value, sure there might be crashes, but overall, I think real estate is a good store of value, and especially in really good neighborhoods and really good areas, I expect a lot of appreciation. The fifth way that I plan to build my wealth is through cubing or Rubik's Cubes. So who said you can't make money through hobbies? If you don't know, I actually have a main channel that's bigger because it's a lot older. I'm working on growing this one to be as big, if not bigger, and it's actually about cubing or Rubik's Cubes. So over the years, I've gotten decently fast, and some people in the community recognize me, and I've been able to use that to get sponsorships and such. I plan to continue to grow my sponsorship income and potentially monetize cubing in other ways. And in general, hobbies don't just have to be for fun. They can be monetizable. I think recently I've seen a bunch of people monetize their various skills on Fiverr and make a decent income on that. So you can make money doing things you enjoy. And for me personally, you can make money from cubing. My sixth, I believe, if I've counted correctly, and final way that I plan to build my income is through YouTube. As of currently, my plan is to generate money through YouTube via AdSense. Currently, this channel does not have AdSense enabled because I think you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, but I hope to be able to reach that pretty soon, and my other channel is monetized, so I make a tiny amount of money every time an ad is shown on one of my videos. I plan to continue building both channels, and since finance I think applies to more people, I'd like actually to build this channel to be bigger than my other one, and it also doesn't hurt that on YouTube finance has a good RPM or revenue per mil or 1,000 views. I enjoy making videos, and as long as I come up with new ideas, I think I'll make videos indefinitely. Okay, talking about all that is a little bit overwhelming to be honest, but I plan to tackle things slowly and methodically. Again, I'm not trying to be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm looking to set myself up financially for life. Anyway, the point of this video isn't to say, here's how to become a millionaire, because everyone's situation is different. Everyone can excel and enjoy different things, and you can monetize various skills, so there's no one size fits all way to make money. I just wanted to outline my personal plan to build wealth, and hopefully you got a new perspective, or maybe you found a hole in my logic, in which case comment down below what you think and what your plan is to build wealth. I hope you found this video enjoyable, and I'll see you guys soon.